Wake up, dead man. Wake up, dead man. Because it's time for a new episode of StillerBros at the Movies. Welcome back, where today we are going to be enjoying a movie that's way too many people have already seen before us, but a movie that we are still anticipating nonetheless. Wake Up, Dead Man. So I don't know if we have to really say much about this one, just because of the fact that it's another installment in the Benoit Blanc Knives Out mystery universe. Basically, at this point, we should probably accept the fact that we're hopefully going to get another one of these every 3 years or so, when Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig find time in their schedules in order to properly make what might be one of the best original whodunit.
The phrase whodunit is a grammatical abomination. Please use the proper term, a who has done this.
I will not.
Of the modern era.
About 6 years ago, we watched Knives Out, loved it. Then 3 years ago, we watched Glass Onion, loved that. So now we have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery.
Once again, we have got ourselves quite the star-studded cast with the likes of Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner,
Josh O'Connor, Kerry Washington,
Glenn friggin' Close,
and of course returning the seminal whodunit detective himself, Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc.
Don't you mean for definite? It's not a word. It sounds like one. It's a little bit like one. It sounds like one, but it's not. But yeah, we've made it no secret that we love the Knives Out movies. In fact, between this and Kenneth Branagh, hopefully getting back to the Hercule Poirot movies at some point, we are so excited to see so many of these Agatha Christie-esque whodunits.
Yeah, and as long as they keep making them, we're going to keep seeing them. But the thing about this one is that this is the second time this year that we're watching a movie that is a director basically interrogating their own religion.
Yeah, but this time the director isn't going to actually be in the screening room with us telling us stories about how he came up with the idea.
Because Rian Johnson will come over to our house for tea, damn it.
But the point of it is that Wake Up Dead Man, if you didn't know who the Dead Man is in Wake Up Dead Man, listen to the song. It's literally the first thing you hear is Bono saying Jesus.
Yeah.
But also, it is indeed a whodunit in, once again, a very different way than the previous installments of this franchise. Like, you can definitely not say that Knives Out and Glass Onion feel like the same movie again, because they feel like very different movies.
And the Wake Up Dead Man seems to be taking an extra cue and doing something completely different with its tone.
It's kind of the same vein as Branagh's Poirot movies, in the fact that the first couple movies were kind of standard whodunit movies, but then suddenly the third one, we're going to take a much darker tone.
Yeah, especially with this one being a much more complex mystery just from what happens in it and where it goes.
Now, granted, this time around, we do know who the murder victim is. We do know a few different things about it, but we do not know a lot of things about it because, obviously, it's a mystery movie.
Yeah. And the mystery is figuring out what's going on as we're watching, and we're going to go figure out what we're watching as we're watching now.
And of course, since it's a Rian Johnson mystery, it's probably going to play itself out as some kind of straightforward story, and then suddenly there will be a twist in the middle that completely recontextualizes everything that has happened up until that point.
Yes, as we've seen with going through 2 seasons of Poker Face and 2 previous Benoit Blanc movies.
And if we get a 3rd season of Poker Face with Peter Dinklage replacing Natasha Lyonne, I don't know. But we'll see more of that. But for right now, like I said, hopefully we get more of these every 3 years. Hopefully Rian Johnson, when he says that he's already coming up with ideas for a 4th one, will be able to make the 4th one. And hopefully, next time they decide to release one of these in theaters, they release it for more than like 1 weekend in a theater that's less than an hour away from us. Because Ted Sarandis, if you're watching, and I know you are, people in Minnesota like movies. Let them see movies!
Yeah, because the only Netflix movie that has ever played in our local theater is K-Pop Demon Hunters.
That's only because you probably felt like you couldn't get away with not putting it in as many theaters as you could. But people like going to movies. Let people go to movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've put it off long enough. We'll see you after the trip. That's one I probably need to sit on for a little while in all the best ways possible.
No, that was really, really good, but I need to process that.
So, let's just jump into it. Of all the Benoit Blanc movies so far, that is the one probably with the most on its mind, as opposed to the typical ones of, hey, aren't rich people kind of stupid and fun to make fun of?
There was Ryan Johnson had something to say other than fuck capitalism this time around.
And it very much is told in the way that the movie not only plays out, but the way that it ends. The story, the mystery, the characters are all just very different from anything Benoit Blanc has faced on the screen before.
I loved the ending of this, and it's something that I don't know how to process fully right now. It is just a story of faith and religion and finding your way into choosing what to believe.
It's not even particularly pro-Christianity, pro-religion. It's just essentially a story about people learning to come to terms with the imperfections of the people that they believe in, and finding something deeper to believe in within it. This is a movie that is Benoit Blanc solving a mystery, but it's also a story about a man on the verge of losing his faith, finding it again. And in that, Josh O'Connor's performance really is something else.
You always with these have to have somebody with Blanc to anchor the movie with, whether it's Ana de Armas or Janelle Monáe, but Josh O'Connor brings something special to this movie.
And I really think that it's something deeper to this, because yeah, Janelle Monáe and Ana de Armas were amazing in Knives Out and Glass Onion, but once again, it feels like there's just something deeper on this movie's mind in comparison to, hey, isn't Elon Musk kind of a moron? And also, obviously, Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig, as good as both of them are in this, are not the only cast members, because of course we've got the likes of Glenn Close and Thomas Hayden Church and Josh Brolin and Jeremy Renner and Mila Kunis.
Just an amazing ensemble, each giving it their all. Glenn Close is freaking amazing in this. She needs another Oscar nomination. I don't know if she would win, but she needs to be nominated.
Can you believe Glenn Close hasn't won an Oscar? And then there's just Josh Brolin as this angry, opportunistic priest who just wants to turn these people into his own personal cult of personality. These people who are just looking for someone to give them the answers that they're seeking, and when he gives it to them, it's simply just to benefit himself. Kaylee Spaney as a woman who is so desperate for answers that she would give anything. Jeremy Renner as a broken man who just hoping for community.
And Kerry Washington as a manipulated woman whose life was basically destroyed by this person.
And who might be looking to do a little bit of manipulating back. All of this works fantastically. And I really, really think that Ryan Johnson really wanted to do something with this. And he did it. Is this the best Benoit Blanc movie so far? I don't know. I still think I like Glass Onion a little bit better, but...
We might have to sit on it. We might have to do a rewatch.
But, long and short of it, the fact that these are three completely individual movies that all fit under the same umbrella of the same main character, the same main actor, the same writer, director. It just says a lot about how diverse a talent that Rian Johnson is when it comes to making movies like this. Directorial flourishes throughout the movie just tells you that this guy is a fantastic filmmaker. Little things like washing out the colors when a character is low on faith, to warming them up when the character finally finds it again.
There is so much that they play with light and color in this movie.
And yeah, it's just all the little things that have just kind of add up to becoming one really fantastic whole. Maybe this will be the one where Rian Johnson finally wins his screenwriting Oscar.
Yeah.
Because this script is tight. It's a little long. This movie feels a little long on first watch because you're just kind of waiting for what eventually will be the ultimate twist. And believe me, the twist does come.
And the twist comes in all the best ways. Everything happens and suddenly pieces fall into place, and then you just are excited to watch it again so that you can see what you missed.
All the little pieces falling into place, and that's kind of the best point of a whodunit. And yeah, what else is there to say? This is a fantastic movie where Rian Johnson clearly had something to say, and I really hope that in 3 years we're talking about the next Benoit Blanc mystery.
Even if we're not, he has a sci-fi movie in the works, and I love Rian Johnson's sci-fi projects. He's got his Star Wars trilogy, potentially, and he's got plenty of other projects he's working on, but I hope this isn't the last we see of Benoit Blanc.
But that's it for right now. Wake Up Dead Man is another fantastic Who Has Done This. Had to get it in there. In the Rian Johnson Benoit Blanc catalog. And I hope that it's not the end. So, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave in the comments what you may or may not have thought of Wake Up Dead Man or the entire Benoit Blanc trilogy, as it were. And don't forget to tune in next time when, well, it might be a while. But just know that whatever it is, we will be seated. Bye.
Bye.
Well. What do we have here? It appears a crime has been committed and no one will confess.
Doing a German accent?
I was going for Belgian, like in Murder on the Orient Express.
You sound like a Nazi.
Okay, not a great note to hear. I'll just use my normal voice.